Hello students, welcome to the SPB channel. I am your assistant teacher Chetana Suhagiya here with the revision class for grade 9th. Subject Political Science Chapter 2. What is democracy and why democracy? Students, I am getting a lot of queries. So first of all, regarding the second chapter, why ma'am you have started with the second chapter? So let me clear this doubt. First chapter of political science has been omitted by CBSE. So this chapter we are not going to study. So I've started with the second chapter. This is the revision class. We had already studied this chapter, so I'll be going through the important topic of this chapter. So let's begin. This is the overview means in this chapter basically there are 5 topics which we are going to study. First, the definition of democracy. Second, features of democracy. Third, merits of democracy. Fourth, demerits of democracy. And fifth, broader meaning and the aims of democracy. So let's begin with the definition of democracy. The definition of democracy, this is also further divided into 3 definitions. First is the definition, the meaning of this word. The second one is the simple meaning of democracy, and third, the definition given by Abraham Lincoln. Why to define democracy? We need to clear the definition because people use it for the different purpose. Different kind of government call them the democratic government. So this is very important to have the clear definition by which we can know what is the real meaning of democracy. So it's been said that this democracy, this word has been derived from the Greek word which means demokratia. Demos means people, kratia means rule. It means that rule by the people. Okay, so whichever country is having the rule of people can be known as democratic country. Democracy is a form of government by which the rulers are elected by the people. This is the simple definition. As I told you, this is the second definition and the simple definition of democracy. Democracy means the government in which the rulers are elected by the people. This definition can help us to separate the democracy from the other form of government that is clearly non-democratic. Over here, few examples have been given, like for an example, Myanmar, which has been controlled by army. So can we say it's the democratic government? No, it cannot be. It cannot be said as a democratic government. Pinochet, king of Nepal and Saudi Arabia, they were born in the royal family and not chosen by the people. So that can be also known as non-democratic country. Every government around the world want to be called democratic. So we need to know exactly what is the definition, what is the meaning of democracy. Now students, over here the definition which has been given by the famous person Abraham Lincoln, was ex-president of USA. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. So this is the third definition by which the Abraham Lincoln is trying to say that in the democracy, the people, those who are there, they are making the government and it's been for them, and government is the kind of institution which work for the welfare of people. So we have understood the 3 definition. One is the Greek meaning of democracy, second one is simple definition, and then this is the third one which has been given by Abraham Lincoln. Now let's go to the next topic of this chapter, which is the features of democracy. The democracy has got major 4 features, and each of this feature has the example attached to it. So we'll go through each of the example also. First, major decision by the elected leader. Second feature, free and fair electoral competition. Third, one person, one vote and one value. Fourth, rules of law and respect for rights. Now students, let us understand first what these features are trying to tell us and what does it mean. What are the rulers? First feature says that who are the rulers? Means in the country who is going to have the power, who is going to take the major decision. First, the final decision making power must rest with the leader elected by the people. So this is first feature says that the major power should be with the people, those who are elected by the people or the representatives of people. Second features, what kind of election? in the country, what kind of election should be there? It must be free and fair election. Third, who are the people, which means that who can be who can be included into the decision making process. So each adult citizens must have one vote and one value. And the fourth, what kind of form of government, means our government, how it should be working. Government rule within the limits set by the constitution and the laws. The opposition parties are allowed based on the fundamental principle of political equality. So over here, the fourth rule says that the elected leader should be following the constitution. The opposition party should be allowed to oppose, and it should be on the basis of political equality. So now let's explore each of them in detail. The first, major decision by the elected leader, which means that the leader, those who have been elected by the people, they are only supposed to take the decision. Now students, over here I have told you the story of General Pervez Musharraf, and in which indirectly he has taken the decision power into the Pakistan. And then we had understood how it can be known as non-democratic country during the Pervez Musharraf's time. Okay, now students, let's move to the second second feature, which is free and fair election, free and fair electoral competition. Free and fair election, the case of China. This feature means that each and everyone in the country do have right to contest the election, and the election which has been conducted, it should be free. There shouldn't be any fear or favor of anyone. Okay, so over here you can over here I've told you the story of China. In China, the major decision taking power rests with the rest with only one party, which is Chinese Communist Party. Anyone who wants to stand into the anyone who wants to contest an election, they'll have to take the permission of Chinese Communist Party. If the person is non-Chinese communist, person is from non-Chinese Communist Party. So in short, the main decision rest with the Chinese Communist Party. So which means that again over here, free and fair electoral competition has been not followed. Second example, I told you about the Mexico, free and fair election. In the case of Mexico, over there they do have one party which is called PRI, Institutional Revolutionary Party. This party has its own way to win the election. They do use a lot of false practices while the election. They do shift the polling booth. They do have the corrupted leaders who is giving bribe, and as well as through the muscle power they are getting more vote. So this is not right way. This is not free and fair electoral competition. We have understood regarding China and Mexico. Now students, we need to know about our country. In our country, we do have the free and fair electoral competition. Now third feature, one person, one vote, one value. When we are following democracy, in democracy it is necessary that everyone should get an equality in decision making. So we have understood about the universal adult franchise. So over here it exactly says that each and everyone should be getting equal chance into the electoral competition. Over here I have told you the example of three countries. One is Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia till 2011, women were not having voting rights. Second, Estonia. Estonian rule are such that people belong to the Russian minority find it difficult to get the right to vote. So over there, people, those who are Russian, they are finding it difficult to getting voting rights. So when they are not able to give the vote, it means that over there one person, one vote and one value has been violated. Now Fiji, the vote of indigenous Fijian has more value than the Indian Fijian. So over there they are giving much importance to the native people. They are counting their vote double, whereby the Indian Fijians voting doesn't have that much value. So over here, one person, one vote and one value has been not followed. So we cannot say these all countries are democratic countries. Rules of law and respect for right. Over here I told you the example of Zimbabwe, where is one party which is called Janu PF. Robert Mugabe was been ruling since so many years, and they were not having any they were not following the rules and regulations which has been laid down by the constitution, and they had started up with the lot of wrong practices. They used to give the corruption, and every time they used to win by this kind of wrong practices. They were they banned the media were not allowed. So this is how we can say Zimbabwe also is not following the rules of law and respect for rights in constitution. Whatever is laid down has been not followed by the country. So over here, in short, if we want to sum up this, democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. Rulers are elected by the people, take all the major decisions. Third, election offers the choice and fair opportunity to people to change their current ruler. The choice and opportunity is available to all the people on the equal basis, and at last the exercise of their choice lead to the government limited by the basic rules of the constitution and the citizen rights. Today here I end up with this video. In the next video I'm going to explain the merits and the demerits of democracies, and along with that I'll be discussing the broader meaning and the aims of democracy. So students, I hope things are clear. If you have any doubt, just let me know. Thank you. Have a great day.